Hello, can you hear us? Hello? Hello?
Hello, we are able to hear you. We can able to hear Dr. Madhu and Dr. Venda.
Yeah, so we are here. Can you hear us?
Yeah. And this is our team, Sister Bharati, Lakshmana, and myself, and Dr. Sudhir Prakash. And the case is a middle-aged gentleman having inferior in 2014. The patient underwent angioplasty to right femoral artery and left anterior descending artery in different hospital. And that is symptomatic and having presently the class 2 angina. And the angiogram has shown the right coronary artery having a mid-segment total occlusion and left anterior descending artery stent was patent. And angioplasty was attempted in a different hospital 4 weeks ago. And patient have a normal renal parameters with minor dysfunction. And angiogram is we show the angiogram now. So this is the attempted right coronary artery angioplasty at different hospital. You can see the film on the screen. So they tried this with the amplage catheter and parallel by technique. And then 4 weeks later, 4 weeks prior, and now this is the morphology of the right coronary artery, which is showing mid-segment total occlusion with a flap and thin anterior filling and left coronary artery stent is patent and the thin collaterals, both septal collaterals, and especially from the stent in the mid-segment as well as distal septal collaterals. So now Dr. Prakash will explain the strategy. Okay, so sure.
Nice to have the IJCTO. Welcome to all. Fortunately, this center is a dedicated CTO center last 7-8 years, and fortunately things are going okay. And this case, as explained my colleague, India had tried the RCS CTO. It's a short segment CTO only with routine collaterals, but the trial is done only 4 weeks back. So we kept the anti-grade with the 135 for CR and Gaya wire. This is some resistance there. That's why we preferred a retrograde approach in this case. And our colleagues will show you what exactly we achieved. Step by step. Please show. These are bilateral injections simultaneous given in the cranial and caudal views to profile the segment length and the distal vessel and the collaterals. Yes, sir. The collaterals, septal collaterals are there, but the problem is that the stent across the septal collaterals, the origin of the septal, exit point of the particular first septal is not very bright. So there is one septal, maybe fourth, which we were able to cross with a CR wire, then we took a CO wire. Next.
We can't see the, okay.
Next. So with a wire band, I think we could go in the sector. There are some branches with selective injection, super selective injection. Then we identified the channel. Next. After that,
actually, we didn't see the initial angio of today. Can you show how the situation was of today?
Today we'll show that, sir. We'll show that. Today, then after this, we could.
No, we didn't see the angio here in the room.
Distally, the stent in the RCA. They will show the angio. Please show the angio. Today's bilateral injections given. It shows bad issue. Prayer injection. Prayer. Now you can see that. This is the LAO view. You can see.
Yes, we see.
As next.
So because the question is, why would you start retrograde when it's such a short occlusion?
Actually, we tried the Gaya one day. The stick feeling, it is tried only 4 weeks back. That's why ideally wait for 8 weeks, I agree.
So,
That's what
so we had a discussion today morning on what wires and anti-grade approach. So we can see a tapering of the occlusion there in the first anti-grade method. So I would like to ask the panelists here, how many would you think would start with the retrograde approach and how many would think an anti-grade approach would be adequate today?
I think I would have tried the anti-grade approach. It's a tapering, and I might have XT wire initially. But I think only problem here is a flap over there, which is there. So re-entry might be difficult. The wire might move into a flap segment initially.
The second reason is that the collateral is not going up. It's ending short of your occluded segment.
So we need actually information from the previous attempt. What kind of wire did they use? Did they use dedicated wires to understand why there was a failure? Dr. Rao, did you attempt anti-grade wire before? Here?
We attempted, but there's some still feeling, so we did not work hard. We did not do escalation of virus or anything because we don't want to take a chance. Then we tried several collectors to cross, but unfortunately, OCR did not be supported the bed not crossing. So our wire came out. So we have to choose another channel. The first sector, fortunately, we are able to cross with the OCR, and then the digital letter I need to manipulate this. This is the situation. I think if I am not successful, I will make another sincere attempt with that.
Could you show us the selective injection you did before you choose this channel? Because we are a little bit in the middle of the procedure and it's not easy to understand what is the problem now. Okay. So you seem to have passed, are you sure? Okay. Okay, obviously you are in the distal RCA, but we didn't see the progress towards this. Okay. Yeah.
It is connected to the PDA, which is contracted, which is small. Next is selective injection, can you show? Selective injection, septal. Yeah. Injection you show. So this is the selective septal collateral, which is filling up the septal exit point to the PDA. So it is actually it was tried, and you show us this. So this is the
Let's first get this.
and we went into the PDA, but because of the bandit, the board said unable to negotiate at the exit point into the PDA. So the bandit is not also giving the support. So here when we are trying, inadvertently the board said came back. Next. And there is some staining of that exit point collateral. So there is some staining was there. Then we initially the zero wire went. Later it is finding a lot of resistance at the exit point between the central collateral and PDA. Then we change it to the collateral from the central major central collateral from the stent, middle of the stent. So here next, we pass it and we took the injection. Here from providing septal hemopoma, then we selected the subseptal branch, then the advanced the process. Next.
So you passed already once and then you go again. You were already through? Okay. Okay.
Because of the bed, yeah. So we change the septal collateral. proximal PDA branch across distance to the distal segment of the CTO. Now we are negotiating the ports here from the exit point
But-
to entry to the PDA. But some difficulty at the bend point, we are finding difficulty at that point.
I would advise to use the aerial projection for this project, for the progress of the Corsair, because because you really don't know where is the bend. Yeah.
This is the idea.
Because it's a problem that if you have, there is a bend of the wire in front of the Corsair, you cause a dissection and a perforation. So you need to keep this.
In situations like this, would you like to change microcatheter to lower profile, something like Caravel?
Yeah, the Caravel would be an ideal catheter for this situation.
Our plan is, next plan, if we are unable to negotiate, we want to change to the
Okay, we'll do one thing. Go to the, I will also see that this is wire, this one, go to the plane.
Yeah, that's one good option, that you are with the wire distal, and before you invest enough, a lot of effort, you can use it as a target with and come from top with a very stiff wire or a good one. Yeah. So, Dr. Rao, so we understood from Dr. Rao, when we saw this progress, so actually you advanced through the distal septal and were in the PDA, and you pulled back because you couldn't follow with a microcatheter. Was it correct? And now you are in the same situation, in a different septal, the same situation.
So changing the strategy to the distal
So
wire.
you see, this is the strategy of hybrid approach.
Well, that's nothing like, I don't see the hybrid approach. It's just you have retrograde and then you go antegrade. And what is hybrid about that?
So what is this wire now?
Gaia.
This is a
Gaia 2 or 3?
Gaia 1.
Oh.
What would be your choice of wire in this patient?
Gaia 2, at least. The retrograde wire is coming back, and why do you inject contrast? Because you have the wires. There is no need for contrast. The marker came back a little. So the beauty of this situation is that we can work without contrast, and we shouldn't, actually. But I think the Gaia one is a little bit too soft. You have a good target. Now you can use a strong wire. Maybe even a Confianza Pro. Oh, okay. So you prove us wrong. Gaia 1 is through? But this is a proof that you could have done it integrate right away. But we must confirm in another plane. But Okay, it slips nicely through. Very good, thank you.
So our apprehensions of starting antigrade were not wrong because for the audience there was a tapering CTO. Even though it has been attempted 4 weeks back, this did not look so challenging. The segment was short and there was some antigrade filling of the contract. So there were features which did suggest that antigrade approach could have been the first choice. So we went wrong. Can we have a look at the contract injection to see if the wire is nicely in the lumen?
So what actually happens here is that you did not enter the PDA, but you entered with the first septal via the atrium. This is the channel that often goes in the middle of the crux. If you use the first channel and go basal, then it actually doesn't enter the PDA, but it enters in a side branch in the middle of the crux. So the PDA is a little bit below. That's where you are now.
Show me first injection, show first injection. Show me the first injection. Show me the PDA. Can you go to this view? Can you go to this view? Plain video. Plain video. Plain video. You are correct. Sure, this looks like in the PDA.
You can do a contralateral injection now.
We are doing that. We are doing that. In the LF view, the same thing, we checked in the anti-dead first injection. Now you see the wire and the same injection. That's one thing. Second thing is we give retrograde injection also.
Oh no.
Anyway, I can put the first year down.
Did you pass the CTO already with your Corsair?
Can you give a first year injection here, remove the wire and the retrograde first year?
Can you explain what you are doing?
Dr. Surya Prakash, why don't you inject the left artery and see for filling of the distal PDA? If you inject the left artery, you will know where the wire is and everything we will know.
No, but he just did and saw that the wire was not in filled lumen, but actually the whole distal RCA seems to be down.
It seems to be in the correct lumen. I think that the antigrade wire is in the PDA only. because there is no point handling the micro catheter of the antegrades of this the retrograde system.
So
I
the
think you
retrograde
should.
injection that was done did not show.
Can you do one more retrograde injection? Only one native injection retrograde.
We are doing it. We are doing it.
No,
One second, just 1 second.
So there's one branch we entered here, I think.
I think this is the section of the collateral which probably has happened because of the retrograde wiring that you have done. That
Yeah.
is what it is. And maybe your native antigrade wire is still inside the true lumen.
What we have to do is, we can give antigen postage injection because in digital RCA, whether we are in human, right?
so what you can do is pass the Corsair through the original CTO and then switch to a very soft wire, like a Xeon, and try to explore whether you get into PL system, and then regain the distal lumen.
I think first septal has been occluded by the Corsair and the second collateral has been closed because of dissection. That's why we are not able to see the distal artery.
Okay, giving a CR.
The retrograde attempt ruined the whole
Yeah,
thing.
right.
The first retrograde.
So the one septal is blocked because of the retrograde. The second one is closed by the crosshair, so you can't see the filling properly.
Now you can see it is one of the branches of the PDA course. Yeah, you can see it is one of the
Yeah,
branches
right.
of the PDA.
Yes.
But I think you should try to get into the PL branch and stent towards the crux and leave, because distal it needs to get re-established by flow. But I think the PL branch will be still there.
We will keep the software here and we will take out the Corsair balloon trap and do the balloon dilatation of the mid segment, then we'll assess.
Right. That's a good approach. So while you work, so while you're working on that, we'll go to the other lab from Aster Prime Hospital, Hyderabad. And can we switch labs now? So Dr. Pratap Kumar. Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, so, yes, we can. So can you give us a brief about the case?
Sure. Can you just show the first slide? And Dr. Ekul is around with me. He is good.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Aster Prime Hospitals and welcome to the IJCTO course number 5. And when we go on to the slide, the background history. This gentleman is a 52-year-old man, diabetic for about 9 years. He has a chest pain about 1.5 years ago, and he was diagnosed with acute angina myocardial infarction in January 2016. And then he underwent an angioplasty and stenting to the LID. At that time, he had a right coronary artery chronic total occlusion, and he came right now for the intervention for the RCA chronic total occlusion. Can we go on to the angiogram picture at the time of the angioplasty about a year and a half ago, the first angiogram? Yeah. So you can see the right coronary artery, which is diffusely disease, right from the ostium, and in the mid right coronary, there is a chronic total occlusion. And we go on to the left, please. So the left is showing a osteo-proximal total occlusion and a proximal total occlusion, which was done in angioplasty, and this is the post-angioplasty. This is the post-angioplasty slide where you can see that the result is very good, and the distal filling of the retrograde filling of the distal right coronary artery, and then this is the distal right for the 2.6. That was around exactly a year and a half ago, January 2016.
Today, using this for angioplasty, we show the first angiogram.
So we'll show the first angiogram now, today's meeting. Can we go on to the fluoro screen, please? Yeah. Okay. So now you can see the right coronary artery. The status is compared to the previous angiogram. There is an improvement with some possibly an intracoronary collateral to which the antegrade flow is there. Next, please. And this is another previous projection. And you see the flow from the left. You can see some collateral from the left circumflex. You see the distal PDA reading, which is about 2.25 to 2.5 centimeters artery, which was grossly understood for about a year and a half or more than. So this is the distal right up to the right.
What will be the approach? So, Dr. Varna, please.
Well, it looks like sometimes, of course, hemodynamics change here, and it looks like if you do a dual injection, there might be even a connection, and now it's only a functional occlusion. Did you do a simultaneous injection?
We will do that, yes. No, we wanted to, we were waiting for you to come. Yeah, we will do this, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be connected, and you have not a micro channel, because that's not what there is, but you have residual channels probably there. So that changes the strategy, of course.
Yes, so the strategy initially was to do we were thinking of a retrograde approach, but once we gone through this, then we took a different approach to go through the antegrade.
So let's ask the panel, what's your primary wire here?
I'll choose a XT basically. I'll go with a AR kind of a catheter. Use a micro catheter like a fine cross, use a XT wire. And I think we should succeed. There is a good RV branch. If the guide is not giving support, we can use that as an anchor also. So that would be my approach here.
Okay, other opinions?
I think fine cross and field XT would be the ideal approach in this case.
Okay. Or XTR?
Okay.
What is your choice?
XTR, yeah. So
XTR.
Our approach, yeah, XTR. So our approach for this morning was to pass the wire and pass the microcatheter at the location and with a failure FC wire. So we are advancing the failure FC across up to the lesion, and once we reach that location, we wanted to exchange the FC with a XTR, terminal FC. So this was the strategy what we thought. Now you can see that there is a functional Dr. Werner, you have found you were telling a name of the collateral called instead of the functional collateral, you got residual collateral. So we want to cross the residual collateral using a tapered wire with a low tip load.
Yeah. I think it's a very good choice. It's very atraumatic, and our Japanese colleague use it as the new XT, actually. They prefer to start with the R.
New XT?
Yeah, no, the XTA originally was meant to replace the XT, but in reality, people use now more the XTR because it's even less traumatic and still works nicely. So the name actually is, the R is wrong.
What I learned about wrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's XT retrograde, but we use it actually antegrade most of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time we use it antegrade, excellent. Yeah, very important. And because it's a very atraumatic wire, and then nicely it seeks the channel, and then we can do an antegrade. So, we were using the microcatheter in the
No, I think it's a good choice. More old-fashioned, but it's my first choice of microcatheter because it still has the biggest lumen, and you have the better control. The other microcatheters have a slightly more narrow inner lumen, and the tip of the microcatheter is also different from the modern Caravel or Corsair. It's much harder. Sometimes it works better.
But contrary to my, you say that the tip of the fine cross is much harder.
So you make progress by rotation. It's sliding through technique.
Gradual, gentle rotation. So, and another thing, people, why we not choose because of this anti-grade channel. We thought that an anti-grade approach is much better than the.
I think, yeah, the retrograde injection is better, contralateral than antegrade now.
Contralateral, yes, is better. Sorry.
Looks in line, but there is still some lesion there.
Yeah.
Maybe you can advance the fine cross a little bit, how it works?
So, Dr. Werner, for an anti-grade crossing, this is a residual channel like that. You prefer to use a XTR or sometimes you use a Xeon also. When do we use another alternate wire so the XTR doesn't go forward?
No, I think XTR is the right choice here because you still have lesion and it's tapered. And you need to work carefully because still, even if there is a lumen, you can enter the subintimal space because it's certainly a lot of plaque around. It looks like steady progress.
I think the guide is backing out. Support is issue.
There is a looping of the wire there. Looping of the wire is a little far.
Yeah. The only thing, you don't have much backup with your guide. The guide choice is a little bit very defensive.
Yeah. And 6 French.
Oh, okay. No, but you seem to be across this lesion, huh?
Can you check in any contralateral view, RA or something like that?
We should have, yeah, one other projection to confirm that you are really there.
Wire should have been free by this moment, actually. If you look.
So you passed the fine cross already through the principal lesion. Okay.
So you can see the challenges of having a good backup in a small vessel, where my choice would be to use a Judkins right coronary catheter, because if I take an Amplat curve, there will be wedging of the catheter and then you continue
It's difficult to understand the communication. I didn't get the question.
Okay, we'll put this question to the panelists because some of us would have used an Amplats 7 French with side holes rather than 6 French Judkins. So I will ask the panelists what would their choice of.
As I said, I would use amplats. Here also they can put a wire in the side branch and anchor it. It will give a better support. There is a big RB branch over here. It's the same catheter can be worked on and it will give better support.
Yeah, there is a lot of resistance on this whole system now. So either you get the fine cross down or you really prepare for some anchoring. You can also anchor with a fine cross. And you're actually through.
I tried my balloon to go down. I expect it to go down. It's so difficult to take it out.
Mm.
You can see that it's almost in the lesion. But it is not going down.
Yeah. Are you turning a little bit, the fine cross? Yeah, no, I think you need to find an anchoring. I don't remember whether there is a branch.
Yeah, there is a big RB branch. Can you check in some other view, contralateral? Can you check in RAO or something? Contralateral shoot actually. Left side.
Probably the conus branch is enough. You won't probably get down to the RV branch. You could anchor in the conus branch.
Okay. Can you replay the previous view?
Just one shot. I think because it is a 6 French catheter, some difficulty will be there. Do you think that taking a course there is the way of microcatheter will do the work?
I'm not so sure about whether the Corsair is really better. It gives you more support in the proximal part, stabilizes a little bit the catheter. But I think the easier would be just to anchor.
Yeah.
Are you stuck now? You cannot progress any
The 6
further?
French you can anchor actually. That's not a problem.
I cannot progress.
Okay.
I mean, try for 1 more minute and then if it is not possible, then I will try to anchor.
Yeah, there are many options. Either change to maybe a Caravelle or a Corsair. You don't have Caravelle here yet, so Corsair. And or maybe the cheaper option is to do an anchoring. Keeps you also safe for stenting later and all.
I think getting a 7 French in a CTO situation keeps option open. Actually, a 7 French would have been a better choice here.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of
lot of
flexibility.
options to you actually.
But the level size is too small. It was damping even with the 6 French. So we had to.
But now you managed, I see, yeah? So you. Yeah, so it's just a matter of patience and continuous work. And you have that, yeah.
Dr. Singh, reportedly, Corsair has got some extra channel dilating capability compared to fine cross. Is it?
I didn't get your question.
Corsair
Yeah.
has got, besides the channel tracking, as well
Yes,
as channel dilating property as well.
my experience is that Corsair is able to cross it better than fine cross.
Can dilate the channel
But this
slightly
is a
more.
personal choice. Crosshair, rotation of crosshair goes like it slips in.
Besides channel
So what is
tracking,
your
they can
opinion
do that
about
channel
comparing
dilating as
crosshair
well.
to a fine cross?
Actually, I don't use Corsair for integrate.
Oh.
I use fine cross.
Okay.
Corsair is too expensive for me in Germany.
Right.
But I think that Corsair would have taken my wire down and I could have dilated the lesions, there is a channel dilation also with the Corsair. Fine cross, do not give that chance.
Yeah, the initial problem for me here is 6 French, I think. But that's the operator's choice.
Have you checked the ACT?
Because even the diagnostic catheter was producing a BP.
There is a lot of damage, pressure damage. I think wire is now in a reasonably good position. Possibly we can exchange this with a balloon.
So what you will remove the fine cross now?
Yeah, what I don't know,
My personal opinion is two things. One is can remove the
fine cross and
fine cross and take a 1.25 balloon and dilate, or take a Corsair down and create a channel. Then
So you have a choice. Actually, your wire is well down. You can remove this fine cross, but then you will need an anchoring or a guide liner to get the balloon down. It's not going to be easy to cross with a balloon. If your fine cross is giving you so much trouble, the guiding backing out, the support is not good. You will either need an anchor there or you would need a guide liner to help you cross with a balloon.
what we were thinking is we will, we remove the fine cross and go to the balloon down and then try to dilate some extent in the middle so that you will have more space for you to work on.
Yeah, I think the lesion,
Now the wire is nicely placed.
the RCA is diffusely diseased from top to bottom.
Yeah.
So it's good to start dilation map, even if you cannot pass through the whole segment, even if you start dilation proximal, you reduce friction and then the wire may advance easier. So dilation is certainly an option to start as far as you get and then you start.
So while you do that, we could switch to the other lab and see what has been done. Can we switch?
Okay.
can you just take a, path?
Seems to be some flow.
Dr. Rao, we're back with you.
We are ready, sir. We are ready.
Can you bring us up to date?
What we have done is, today, as we discussed, we changed it to a more fluffy CN wire, and with the traffic technique, I put that was here. Yes. With the traffic technique, we remove the fascia, and we have done a balloon dilation of the with the 1.5 millimeter, like a millimeter. And after that, we escalated to 2 millimeter. And with gentle injection, so the fluid is the PD. I cut the iris. You will show the iris there. The distance stent is okay. There is mild iris with the distance stent. And the portion of the CTO segment, that is small.
Can we see the pullback running?
Slowly show the pullback. Adjusted distance stand, good apposition.
Yeah, but a little bit underexpanded, I think.
And expanded. But I'm not going to do much about that now. There's a calcium and just line above the stand. There is a block in the CTO, if you see.
Yeah.
approximate method now.
But it seems intraluminal or within the plaque all the time.
And the white is the major PDA.
So, now what we have done after that, we have given next. This is a three.
We see the ibis now. We need to go back to Anjo.
It is showing that
Already looks nice.
Back.
it is a 3 into 38 expedition.
Next. Next.
This is what now I am doing. I am doing with a 3.25 balloon and the sheet flow side. The measurement came around 3.4 in their diameter, luminous diameter.
It's helpful sometimes to do this ring down in the beginning of the pullback because we see the artifact around the catheter.
14, 16, 18, 18, 20. Okay. What do you believe, Dr. Vernon? You believe in high pressure dilatation for the power outcomes? People are doing well with the.
Well, you could do some drug balloon there. It's a little bit underexpanded, I think.
Where exactly?
The distal stent.
Distal stent.
The old stent, I mean. I don't know what's. We need to see the actual angio, how it's looking now, and the final ibis that you have done.
Meanwhile, I put the posterior into the retrograde posterior into the donor artery. I don't want to keep it there yesterday. But I did not remove the wire because until the end of the procedure, they will check the AC is maintained every minute working now. So, the 2,500 level is for giving.
Surya, this is Kirti. This image that you're showing on the iris, this image that you're showing on the iris, it looks to me like an intramural hematoma. And so if you try to expand it too much, sometimes it will shift sometimes. So are you worried about it?
Naturally, it's different. But we went up to around 18 atmosphere, so the static plug, and there's a lot of calcium also there. No, you can see it looks good already.
I think what you think is intra-plaque. It's soft intra-plaque. It's not actually intramural. This is soft plaque composition, organized thrombus. Not really intramural hematoma.
I see an external, I mean, I can see the media in between the writing, and so there's a hematoma and outside hematoma.
No.
As long as it doesn't shift.
So the question is, do you want to treat the proximal lesion also? How does it look in IVUS?
Purposefully, I did not touch the proximal lesion. I already used a 38 millimeter stent, and I will do it IVUS now. You'll see.
Mm-hmm. So,
Bring down.
Bring down.
okay.
Okay. We show that. Please
We see both. It's well shown. We see both. There is some part in the stent that could.
It's a very mild iris.
Be,
It's okay. The lumen patency is maintained for 3 years now. This is the stent required now. After this, it looks good.
So here it needs a little bit more expansion, huh?
Vessel is big.
Yeah, under expand.
Some post-dilatation with a non-compliant, even 4.0.
3.5. The proximal is not much.
Yeah.
See there.
Yeah, here it looks good. But here is some lesion.
I think if you do it first, it should be okay. That's all. Okay, we'll do 3.5% dilation at the time.
Okay, but overall it's a very good result after the intermediate, a little bit underfilling of the distal. So it's a very good outcome here.
So it is around 220 ml contrast is there.
Well, I'm aware that in India each stent is expensive and precious, but personally I would not leave the proximal lesion. I would put another stent.
In this view, up here.
But nobody knows what is the right decision. We don't.
What do you say now? What do you say now? You deal with the proximal segment?
More like it looks like radiopharmacy.
Take anyway, you take 3.5 into 15.
But suppose you do an FFR and it's negative, would you still like to stent it?
We are working with a CTO here.
Yeah.
And CTO is about flow and
So now the flow is very good. So I was showing, let's say the MLA, I don't know what the MLA was, but look, not so bad.
FFR is not proven in such a situation.
Right.
Yeah.
But still, before putting a stent,
What is your suggestion? The proximal lesion will be.
So what does the panel think about the proximal lesion?
I think one should go and stent it.
Okay. So we'll put it to the audience poll, and how many of you think the proximal part should be stented? And how many think it should not be stented? Oh, more people think it should not be stented.
I saw it more 50-50, but okay. It's up to the operator. It's his responsibility finally. And certainly it's, even without stenting, it's a good result. But I definitely would expand the stent more.
Could we look at the MLA at that point where the proximal lesion?
2 millimeters. 3, 4, 5.
We could go to the extreme and do virtual histology there. Nobody's talking about virtual histology
You can go
anymore.
you can come little proximal, I think, yeah.
But this is not the tightest part, huh? I don't think so.
What is the area? Just diameter. Diameter is the same.
No. What do you take from this?
This green, if you see, it's not been properly mapped.
No, it's even smaller.
Yeah, we could.
I think in the proximal end of the stent landing zone, there is very less plaque burden. So this plaque burden is quite more proximally. So I think you can leave it.
They managed. The stent is already placed. The CTO. But proximal is a lesion. 3.5 square millimeters.
We have dilated to 3.5.
Interesting way of measuring a diameter.
Yeah, that's what.
Diameter, like you measure from
Okay, I guess we'll have to go to that a little bit. Yeah.
what I feel like it looks like a total injection, right?
Right after.
So, Dr. Rao, you tell us what is your decision about the stent?
How much is the diameter?
There.
The plaque burden came about 15-16% plaque burden, not much. Vessel diameter is around 3.5. I will get it.
So we want to switch labs, I think. So maybe you can tell us what is your plan now? Postulation and leave the proximal lesion, or?
I think I want to leave the proximal region.
Okay.
I want to leave the proximal.
Yeah, we'll come back probably for the final image and switch to the other lab.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
The wire is gone.
So, Dr. Pratap Kumar, we are back with you.
Yeah.
We have dilated with maverick balloon, but could not go distally, so we have taken a month balloon, we could do. Then we have taken a 2 millimeter balloon, now we are going to take an IVUS and see what the situation is now.
So could you pass the balloon all the way down?
Yeah. All the way down, with the 1.5 millimeter balloon, immense, not maverick, did not do. We have taken another balloon and then 2 millimeter.
Would you like to change the wire now?
Was not known. Looked
SDR
MI
is
picture.
0.6. So I think it's
No, no.
only is because of the long radio opacity of the wire, it might sometimes differ in assessment of the length of the stent.
Not a CTO, but a function.
That's the only limitation what I see when I was
With
using
XDR.
SDR and the stent.
Make things a little bit difficult.
No, I think it's a very
Strength
soft
and
wire.
chapters. XDR has a long radio. Now he gets the fine cross down.
Probably it's down enough for change to a soft support wire. Ah.
Okay, so it's 2.5 millimeters in the
Oh, I didn't realize they do IVUS. Okay.
fibrosis is there, the whole fibrotic plaque is there in the distal pipe.
2.3 milligrams.
Up to 3. Up to 3.
Okay.
So you can see the blue. Calcium is there in it. You see in the mid right corner where the lesion is starting, you have a lot of calcium there. And you check the iris deep and it is the fluoroscope. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Then you can see the calcium there and between the 12 to 4 o'clock position you see a calcified and fibrotic plaque there. And we are
Beauty of the Boston, you don't see anything after a few seconds.
now you can see the iris showing a lot of fibrotic plaque. Large plaque body is there. That's in the proximal right. And then a lot of calcium is there in the proximal. And now once again calcium in the proximal. Lot of 4 millimeters in the proximal right. 3.5. Two rooms. You have to take care of it.
So you move.
Okay. So we are on 4 at the proximal right.
So what will be the same size and all?
Okay. So let's see the osteometric disease or not. That's one thing which I wanted to know. Can we go to my desktop?
Morris. Or Sunday. Right. Delhi, then Delhi, Friday. Back at home at 7:30.
Now it's okay. You can see the flow. Okay. Make that figure. I was figure please. Maybe I will make you I was figure and flow. Yeah. And then you can put the figure. Now you can see at the ostium. The disease is there. You can see the calcium there. Now we are in the right side. Okay.
So Dr. Verma,
Yeah. I think you are in for an extensive stenting. But wouldn't you like to change? Wouldn't you like to change the wire now for a support wire? Yeah. Because the radio opacity is always in the way of dilating and stenting, it's nicer to have a regular wire with some support.
Professor Baird, I always have a question for many people. Why is the radio opacity such a long radio opacity wire?
We have Dr. Yamane joining us. He can explain why the Japanese like radio opacity. I thought always it has something to do with patent, but it's not with patents. Do you have an explanation, Masashi?
Well, obviously easy to recognize because the tapering, especially XTR, is very hard to recognize as a tip. And probably he exchanged a more non-tapered wire, I guess, to deliver the stent and IVUS, I guess. And I think it's the safest at this point.
It's a very small. It's a dominant circuit. It's only the PDA actually, but it's a big PDA from the right.
What would be the landing zone here? Its whole artery looks distally.
Contralateral washout.
Can we see the contralateral injections once again?
Come to the last cup now. Retrograde?
Yeah. Yeah, so
Once we send it, the flow gets better.
so we just start before the PDA.
Just before the period.
Yeah, and go the whole way up.
In the PLV branch, not the PLV.
The wire is in the PLV, yes.
All the way down to the
All the way down to the PD or then have to come off the wire to the PD.
So I
think
would
better-
think that PDA should be normal. I don't think you should get in.
Look at the initial filling from retrograde. Where was the major lesion? And I think take this as a reference. And it's, I think, also helpful now to keep the retrograde system there, because for the stent placement, probably the antegrade filling is obstructed, so you place the stent under contralateral injection.
So what is the stent?
What kind of stent is it, we ask?
We have a, what is the same Promus? Premier.
Almost premier.
Diameter? 2.5.
Diameter, we took it 2.5 into 38 millimeter. We just would like to see, go forward, or we think we need to deploy also we can post that. Okay. Yeah, go. Yes. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14.
38.
Yeah, 2.5 into 38. We went up to 14 and formed this ball. We'll take a dilation approximately. Or distance of running.
Yeah, we shouldn't forget to tell people
We
that
want
they
to
go
find
to,
the
can
people
pick up
in-
lunch after our presentation, I was told.
Okay, that should be fine.
New array of adapters. I have 75 slates. That's for the next 12 minutes.
3 moves and 8 for the proxy.
75. Present one case. This is where I failed.
So we're going with the 3 volts 38 for the proximal right coronary, and then after that we take the control. Okay. Okay, let's go. Okay. We can do a 10 moves also. Can we get your that distance, please? 10 moves? We will see the oscillation. If it is covered, we don't require it. Yes, please. Yeah, the muscle is nicely covered. And distally also is covered. 10 moves. 10 moves.
With this color, this 10 moves to be difficult.
There is some staining. This-
No, that's the problem of the of the radio pack wire.
Not overlapped.
So the conclusions, okay?
Seems not to overlap.
So see something? Not to overlap, like we just push it to the
Little bit more means you may be missing oxygen.
Let's take it. Let's still overlap. I think overlap is still there. More touch. Yeah, more. Yeah, we should do that. More touch. Yeah, perfect. Let it go. Okay. Nice overlap.
Of course, the question will be what happened distal. Maybe there is an edge dissection.
Yeah, distal we might have to dilate the balloon. Distal, therefore. 8, 10, 12, 14. That is no, that is because of water. Oh. That's the process is what is because of the balloon.
I'm working here with a half an hour difference because you cannot set the time.
Basically, I think there is some stages of contrast there which needs a balloon.
But these electronic watches you cannot set.
Can you
The chronometer.
can you make a balloon? Can you take the two balloons?
Maybe it would be good not to do a contrast injection. It would be good not to do a contrast injection, but rather take the IVUS down.
Yeah, we are not going to do any contrast.
Yeah, to understand the problem, and probably maybe you have to just put another stent distal. Yeah.
Take an angle from this. Flushing. Tiny flush. 10,000. Okay, we go with an angle down there to see the distal. Can we have the fluoro setup again? To see what is the species contrast there. It is still there, contrast is there, possibly a small dissection.
Or an hematoma distal to the stent.
Yeah, number one distal, yes. Because it's staying there, there must be information.
Okay, we'll just have a quick IVUS and then we'll have to close.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So
Calcium there.
you,
Have you had the IVUS which are big one?
it doesn't advance beyond the tip of the catheter? Good.
Can we go beyond?
Yeah, this is within the stent.
Yeah, you need to go beyond.
They should go forward.
Okay.
In that case, you'll have to take an injection to see what's happening.
No, but we should pick a retrograde injection.
Retrograde injection. Yeah.
A contralateral injection, and maybe this.
Yeah, the stent is far short. It fell short of where it was supposed to go. You can clearly see.
You need to put one more.
You can clearly see we had earmarked the ostium of the PDA as the site, and it fell short considerably. And
Yeah.
no, because so you can see it more clearly, but yeah, you are within the stent.
But you just have to extend a little bit, a short stent, a shortivala distal to the.
So thank you very much. It's a great result, and we'll have to unfortunately close before we could have seen the final result. But great and congratulations. A big hand too. So can we move to the last result on that, Dr. Surya Prakash Rao, or we are? No, we have. Yeah.
Please. This is the situation when we left last time.
Yeah, right.
The proximal part we decided to stay.
Great.
Block burden came around 60% in the closing. And this is a 3.5 to 23 expedition. And we post-edited the overlap area also. And this is the final result.
Nice.
That's nice.
Are you able to see? Only thing you see that the duct injection, always remember, I put the profile right underneath the wire, and there is a channel injury there, which is running into a cavity, and his hemodynamic is stable, and his echo is normal, no collection, nothing. So I think I leave it for the... Open your PPT, please. Open.
It's open.
Great. Congratulations. A great result. Big hand too. So Dr. Rao, we're going off the air now, and thank you very much for the excellent demonstrations.